Here's my entry for the 2015 Cobfoolery contest. Excuse me. This is for the freestyle division for amateur. And forgive me, I don't know what the cob was originally from Missouri Meerschaum. It's kind of more that generic looking cob that you kind of think of, with just kind of the round bottom and then the straight sides. So what the hell is going on here, you're asking yourself? This cob is kind of a, I guess, Frank Lloyd Wright kind of inspired. What it is a cob that was sectioned off, or split into 3 pieces. And then, when it was put back together, it was inserted with a piece of cherry and a piece of oak. Now, for the stem, it's a piece of a patinaed aluminum tube that comes up, and there's the mouthpiece. So it's kind of a interesting looking cob, I guess. Now, if you want to do something like this with the pieces of wood in there, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go with that. There's a couple ways you could do it, but I'm gonna give you a tip. First, right away, a person would think, I'll just section off my cob, glue my pieces of wood in, and then just drill your hole straight down through, and then glue it all up. Well, there's a lot of things that can go wrong there, and you're gonna give yourself a headache if anybody's ever tried to glue a bunch of small pieces together at once, doing any kind of woodworking. And even though that, and then you got to make sure you have a drill press if you're going to drill that hole through. Make sure that bottom is dead flat, otherwise you can kitty left or right. So here's my little tip for you. And this is how I did it. I sectioned off my 3 pieces. Then I took my piece of cherry and my piece of oak, found the centers on them, drilled the holes out on them, and then took a dowel that's about the same diameter as your bowl here and all the way through. Now you put the pieces up on this dowel and kind of give it a dry fit or a test run. Then you glue it up with all these pieces on that dowel, and what that'll do is that'll center this hole on the holes that were previously there from the cob and the holes in whatever pieces of wood you decide to put on or attach. So when they're gluing, like I said, if you ever try to glue a bunch of small pieces together, especially with wood, they'll slide a little bit when the glue's drying or in the clamp, and it's just a headache. But this way, this will actually keep them dead centered on each other, those holes. Now, if you're going to do it with this method, here's the trick. That dowel that you slide through here, you have to put something on there so you can get that back out when that glue dries. What I used was some beeswax I had around, and it actually worked really well. I'm sure there's other things you could put on that dowel that the glue will not affix to, but beeswax worked really well. And like I said, that'll center all the holes, so everything will line up perfectly all the way through when you pull it off that dowel. So I'll let you back up, give you a view of it again. So it's kind of a weird, odd looking pipe. So I think you're either going to like it or you're going to say, what the hell did that guy do to that cob? Either way, it's my entry for the 2015 Cobfoolery freehand amateur division. And good luck to everybody else.